so we're going to stretch a little bit into the shoulders and then focus on stretching in around this hip area. So taking a yoga strap, a little slight bend in the elbows, but you want to keep the arms mostly straight. Take it nice and slow, going up and back. You might need to adjust your strap after the first couple if it's not wide enough to keep those arms straightish. That's it. I'm going to do a few of these. Take it as slow as you need to, depending on your level of flexibility in the shoulders today. And just do a few more rounds. Take it much slower than this if you need to. Back. Okay, and releasing that. Keep that handy, we're going to need that again shortly. Just give the shoulders a little shrug and a roll back. And hands behind you. Breathing deep into the lungs. Push the chest forward, looking slightly up. Stretching behind you. And release the arms. Try not to stand on the dog. Cross over and back. At the front and back. Okay, so we're going to take it down to the floor. We're going to, hello. We're going to keep one leg out straight, the other one comes over. So let's start with the right leg out straight, and it's easier for me to explain and you can follow along. The left leg crosses over it like this. Take the right hand around to the outside of that knee, the other hand around behind the back, turn and twist over the left shoulder. Try to avoid leaning back. We want to stay nice and upright. We're just getting into the outside of that hip. So you can hold these stretches for longer if you want to. I'm just demonstrating them to you so you've got something to follow. And then switching it over. Left leg out straight. Right leg crosses over, left hand on the outside of the knee, right hand behind the back. You can actually just use that knee to pull against and looking over the right shoulder. And come back to centre. Take it to a cross-legged position. Now for this one, we want to hinge on the hips the same way you do with the deadlift. So we're not rounding, coming down like this. We're keeping the back and the neck aligned and straight, which means that you may come down less far, but it's getting into the right areas. Maintaining that flat back. What you might like to do is grab a bolster Bella, but still keeping that back flat. Just depends on where you are with the stiffness in the lower back hip area. find a little wriggle can just help loosen things up. Stretches don't have to be completely static. Sometimes it's nice just to have a little wriggle, just to experiment with movement within the stretch. Stretching one arm across and out. Switching it over. See, I can feel that getting quite nicely into this area here where you were experiencing the pain the other day. So you can experiment with little twists. And then we're going to swap the legs over so the one that's in front becomes the one behind. And just repeat that. So from the hips, wriggle, loosen everything up. Have a little stretch out. Coming back up. Stick your left leg out. And we're going to cradle the right leg. And just pulling it in, holding it into us. Stay upright. Try not to slouch into that lower back. And again, this is another one you can bring a little bit of movement into if you want to. Just moving it, just slowly and gently. We don't want to do any quick, sudden, hard movements that's going to strain anything. So just within your range, you should be experiencing mild discomfort with these stretches, but not pain. It's quite nice around here. Change it over. A little gentle rock from side to side. And then we're going to take it to lying quad stretch that I showed you the other day. So we want to just hook our other end of the strap through the buckle and then back through. And then we want to pop that over our foot. And then come onto the side. Might have to move the dog out of the way. Right. And pull that towards the foot. And we want to actively push that hip forward, because if we're just relaxing like this, we're not getting a maximum stretch into those quads. So actively push that hip forward and hold. Now if yours are still quite tight, that's probably a good idea to hold this for at least a minute. You can even bring that over your shoulder so that you can relax your head down a bit. And repeating the same. You're not budging, are you? Repeating the same on the other side. Okay. And pushing that hip forward. Release. Right, so just undoing our yoga strap now. She says. Getting tangled, right. And we're going to lie on our back again. Take it to a hamstring stretch. So we want the strap not on the arch, but on the ball of the foot here. so that we can pull the toes down and get into the calf muscles as well as the hamstrings. Just using this video as a guide. You can hold it for longer than this if you need to, particularly for the stretches getting into these areas. Okay, and then we are going to take both ends of the strap in the left hand, if it's your right leg, and bring the leg over to the side. Now, you might benefit from popping your bolster under that leg so that you can relax it down more fully. I've got a dog instead of a bolster. Are you helping? And just holding that, getting into this outer hip area and the IT band, which runs down the side here. Deep breaths, nice long inhale in, slow exhale out. You should hopefully feel things beginning to soften. With all these stretches, nice long deep slow breaths. Okay, changing legs. Starting with the hamstring stretch first of all. Long, slow inhale. Slow exhale. And then bringing that leg across the body. Now I can demonstrate with the bolster this time. So, depending on how far you can get your leg down, you can use a bolster, you can even prop a couple of extra cushions on top of that. And then you can just release the pressure in the shoulders a little bit and rest that leg on there and hold. Deep, slow breaths. And releasing that. We're going to cross one ankle over the other thigh. One arm comes through the middle of the legs, the other one around the outside. Pull the thigh towards you. So we could just have it there and not really be getting that deeply into the glutes. Or we could actively tilt the pelvis, pulling that leg towards us. A little rock, little circular movements. Find that sweet spot where you're really feeling the stretch and hold it there. I find this is a good one for a little bit of movement actually. And change it over. Tilt that pelvis up. Pull the leg towards you to tilt the pelvis towards you. Gentle movement. to take it into a lying twist. So the arms come out wide, the knees come up and over to the side. And there is the option of using a bolster here if you're not quite all the way down to the ground at the moment. Bring them over and hold. You can increase the stretch a little bit if you want to by just pressing down a little bit on the knees here. This is actually a really nice relaxing stretch. So you can hold it for a good few minutes each side if you have the time. I'm just going to unroll this bolster for myself. Nice deep long breath in. As you exhale slowly, just focus on softening those muscles around the hips. Feel yourself sinking down further. And slowly shift it over to the other side. Have I got room? Not quite. Okay, she's really not going to move, is she? Okay, I'm going to work round you, Bella. We're working round you. Yeah. Right, and let's take it to the other side. Ideally, we want the legs in a right angle to the body. I move over a little bit, I can do that, there we go. Keeping the shoulder blades down. The bum is coming up and across, but we want the shoulders down. So you might need that bolster to make that happen with your knees coming down and making the shoulders come up. And then we're just going to nice and gently and slowly come onto our hands and knees. Do a few rounds of cat-cow. So drop the belly, look up, arch the back, look back. So this is all about the movement of the pelvis. So big exaggerated pelvic movements. Push the bum back, look up, curl it up. Then we're going to come onto the feet. Nice and slowly walk the hands and the feet together. Just hanging, a little wriggle into those hips. Stretch the arms forward. Do a little rainbow shape with the hands. And then slowly. Don't want to get a head rush. Just coming up. Okay, hope that helps. See you soon.